The former White House counsel under President Trump set to testify before the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack. That is set to happen later today. This after a former White House aide gave revealing testimony about January 6th. Washington correspondent Alexander Limon joins us live with the details this morning. Alexander, good morning. What did Cassidy Hutchinson have to say to the committee?
Good morning. Well, Cassidy Hutchinson did have a lot of really revealing and honestly quite explosive testimony, specifically about Pat Cipollone, who will be testifying later today. You know, one of the major things that she testified was that Pat Cipollone and other members of the White House Trump team knew days before the attack on the Capitol that there could be trouble on January 6th. She actually told the committee that Cipollone warned her and others not to go to the Capitol on January 6th because she said that we, quote, could have serious legal concerns if we go up to the Capitol that day. So that is one of the big things she said, you know, to let the committee know that people knew ahead of time there could be trouble. She also testified that Cipollone tried quite hard and desperately on the day of the attack on the Capitol to stop it, that he went to Mark Meadows and told him, we have to get the president involved here. We have to get him to stop the attack on the Capitol. Otherwise, that blood is on your hands. He said that to Mark Meadows, and Mark Meadows told him that the president didn't want to do anything about it. So those really huge revealing pieces of testimony will surely be things that Pat Cipollone is asked about in his interview today.
Alexander, thank you. We'll definitely be following that closely here on News 8. And if Cipollone's testimony is video recorded by the committee, there is a chance the committee could play portions of that testimony during the next public hearing, which is scheduled for next Tuesday. All right, let's go ahead and check in with James Gilbert now. If you're going on a walk with the baby or the dog this morning, James, it's going to be a nice morning for it, right?
Easy, nice morning. Yeah, certainly dry roads across the region, and really just a picture-perfect way to kick off the weekend and then certainly get through the weekend. Maybe you are a sealer and you're thinking about the work you've got to do Saturday and Sunday. It should be a good weekend for sealing as we are dry. Zero chance for rain both Saturday and Sunday. I will have the next chance for rain, I promise you, in the 8-day forecast that comes at the end of the show. Allie, back to you.
All right, James, thank you. Taking a look at the roads now. Same story out there. No accidents. 390, 490, and 590 are clear. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning. Well, in big news this morning, Japan's former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has died after apparently being shot during a campaign speech yesterday in western Japan. He was standing while making an election campaign speech ahead of Sunday's election for the parliament's upper house when he was shot. Officials say police arrested an alleged male attacker at the scene. This is all according to NHK Public Television. Of course, we'll keep you updated as more information on this incident becomes available. In more international news, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson officially resigning after months of scandals.
I want you to know how sad I am to be giving up the best job in the world. But them's the breaks. Mr. Speaker.
His 3 years in office plagued by controversy, including his handling of the coronavirus and hosting parties during the pandemic. The White House is closely watching who takes over and where they stand on international issues that affect the U.S. government. Now, Boris won't be stepping down right away, planning to keep the office until his successor is selected. Happening today locally, the Bands on the Bricks concert series beginning tonight with Latino Night, the free summer concert series showcasing Rochester's public market and market district with the music lineup of local and national talent for the next 5 Fridays. The talent plays from 6 to 10 p.m. and food trucks, stands, and beverage vendors will be part of each week's event. Gates open tonight at 5:30. Governor Hochul is going to be in Fairport this morning around 11:15 at the Corning Manufacturing Plant. There she's expected to announce an economic development. News 8 will bring you coverage throughout the day. In developing news, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Congressman Joe Morelli were in Rochester yesterday to discuss the Keep Kids Fed Act. The bill has passed the House and Senate in a bipartisan effort. It extends pandemic school meal waivers through the summer and will give schools more money for free food programs. The Office of Cannabis Management now identifying 9 local shops it says are illegally selling cannabis products in our region. A total of 52 shops were identified statewide. While it's currently legal for adults to possess and use cannabis products in New York, no businesses currently are licensed to sell them for recreational use. Businesses looking to get into the sale of legal pot have been putting in applications and waiting, but according to the OCM, some are just going ahead and selling the product. The owners of Holler Distillery in Naples have set a reopening date after a fire tore through part of the business in May. That overnight fire destroyed the retail and restaurant section of the building. The actual distillery remained mostly intact due to a firewall. As the owners rebuild, they're using the fire as an opportunity to redesign the space. They tell us they hope to start distilling again in the coming months. Rochester Mayor Malik Evans announcing a new RPD chief. After a nationwide search that took 7 months, Evans chose David Smith, who had been serving as interim police chief since the fall of last year. Smith has been with RPD since 1992. Meanwhile, the board created to hold the Rochester Police Department accountable applauded the appointment of Smith as permanent police chief. The Police Accountability Board says, however, members of the City Council and the mayor are preventing the agency from investigating the nearly 100 complaints it's received to date.
We are still running into obstacles dealing with the mayor, the law department, in regards to direct access to the information that we require.
What's holding back the work of the PAB right now is not our amazing staff, it's not our board members, it's the people who are supposed to be our allies and supporters in city government.
The Police Accountability Board says they have not been able to gain access to body cam footage, personnel files, and other records they need to investigate reports of police misconduct. Also at issue, the 9-member board is down 2 members. 1 seat became vacant over 60 days ago. The PAB blames the City Council for dragging its feet on appointing candidates who have applied and have been properly vetted. Meanwhile, Mayor Evans appointing Van White as a city court judge. He replaces Steve Miller, who was elevated to the Court of Claims. White has worked as a lawyer since 1990, and you might recognize the name as he was recently president of the RCSD Board of Education. To some national news now. The new suicide hotline number launch is scheduled for July 16th. It changes the number to 988 instead of the previous 10-digit number, making it easier for people to dial in the middle of a mental health crisis. While lawmakers say that anyone in the nation can call and be connected with a professional, a lot of states do not have the funding for the hotline to be properly staffed. The former Minnesota police officer convicted of killing George Floyd learned his fate yesterday. A federal judge sentenced Derek Chauvin to more than 20 years in prison for violating George Floyd's civil rights. Chauvin was already serving a 22.5-year sentence after being found guilty of murder and manslaughter charges by a state court. He will not be eligible to be released until he's in his mid-60s. Actor James Caan has died. Caan is most known for his role as Sonny Corleone in The Godfather. Younger audiences may also remember him as Buddy's dad in the Christmas movie Elf. According to his manager, Caan died yesterday and the cause of death was not mentioned. He was 82 years old and will definitely be missed by so many. Here's what some people might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Last night was the NHL Draft, and for the first time since the 80s, the Sabres had 3 first-round picks, bolstering their forwards. They took 3 centers. I'm going to try to get these names right, but I'm probably not going to. Matthew Savoie with the 9th overall pick, Noah Ostlund at 16, and Juri Kulich with pick number 28. Round 2 through 7 will be tonight. Looks like they got some good hockey players, though, there.
I'm assuming if they're picked in the first round, they're probably pretty good.
Yeah, and 3 picks, not bad. So congrats to them. Definitely going to be following the season.
Yeah, there's a lot of hair there. Do hockey players normally have longer hair?
As a former hockey player from Minnesota, where it is the state of hockey,
yes,
they have hair concerts for the boys' state hockey tournament who can have the best hair.
Really?
And then they pick a winner. People vote on it. I had a friend who was in it one year. And they grow that hair out and kind of do some do the mullet, some just, you know, grow it long.
Yeah,
And they do like this whipping thing with the hair. They have a video. I mean, I'm going to have to send it to you because it's pretty crazy and people get into it.
Yeah, so this is really a thing that hockey players
it's a huge thing.
generally
Not sure
do
why.
have longer hair.
But
cool.
The helmet hides it for, you know, most of the game. But
right, sure.
It's a thing.
More power to them. Yeah, good stuff there. Love to see that. You know, back in high school, I used to rock the locks too. So
we need a picture of that.
Oh goodness, that's buried somewhere long, far away.
I'm gonna hold you to that though. Get one, put it up here.
One of these days. One of these days. Maybe this day in history.
Yes.
James has long hair. Mostly cloudy skies right now. Starting off in the upper 50s, around 60. We'll finish today around 80. Great day for a grill forecast. How about that? Mostly cloudy tonight. No rain for today. No rain to speak of tomorrow. We are dry Sunday as well. We got to wait till Tuesday and Wednesday of next week for our next chance for showers, Allie.
A beautiful weekend. Enjoy it.
Yes.
Thank you, James, and thank you so much for watching News 8 at Sunrise on this Friday. Our next update coming up in 30 minutes, and CBS Mornings up next.